Well, what is that closed or is that something to look at? Looks like a door. That was an exit. Okay, that's the basement. There's the polar bear. Okay, let me check this last room, then we'll check out the basement. What's that?
An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney.
Knock, knock.
What a thing to do. Nothing happens.
Knock on it harder.
Still nothing. No one's home.
No.
Those curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist hurts now.
Can
Well, that
you
was smart.
please try to refrain from attacking random things?
I could try.
Thanks. In any case, there's no way we can get in right now. Let's investigate further.
Okay, that's probably a key or something.
Bent metal. Broken glass. Your path lies strewn with...
And we might have to run out to Free to grab some more meds.
You are the destroyer. The bane of inanimate matter.
Gaze upon me, stuff in despair. Yeah, I rip shit apart. Anti-object task force. Okay, that sounds like a fun thought. Wish we'd gotten that before I spent the point, but alright. Shoes in a puddle of melting snow. The floorboards creak. That's a chair. Oh, door. This is where we just were. Okay, this is just the basement again. Okay. That's what I want. Or no, okay, it was highlighted the fireplace. Regardless. Alright, what do we got here? That's the fridge. Okay. Let's see what else is here before we... Ice cream maker, defrosted and unplugged. Flashlight casts a strange shadow. There's a hidden doorway here. Interesting. Okay, so we have to find how to open the hidden doorway. There's an ice cream maker that's still running.
2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads off into the darkness, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Unplug the
Something
electric.
close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
It's black. It's not like it's a red one.
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has 1 cable missing.
I'll plug it back in for
Somewhere,
now.
a machine hums along with the current, happy and contented.
You're welcome, machine. Another set of stairs? Ooh, free shirt. Wrong button again. Insane mesh tank top. I gotta check that out. Intercom wires running into the breaker box. Okay. Yeah, let's check out that shirt. Where'd you even get that one? No, really. Who put it in that drawer? No further comments. Where are your own risk? +1 drama. Save it for later. I'll probably wear it around. And I think there's a club we gotta go to at some point, too. Oh, hey, there's more stuff down here. Loose change. Cat, what do you want? Cellar window. People's feet shuffling by on the street. Okay. Oh. Oh, good. We got some drugs. Can't inspect the ice cream maker again. Wall collapsed. It's inaccessible now. Oh, that's the
Layer
furnace
of coal
thing.
dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Oh, what is this? Is it a furnace?
Like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney.
He opens the door and gingerly peeks
No
inside.
one's used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
Yum. Let's look
It's
inside.
dark and grimy here. In the darkness, you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices
Oh, really?
talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs. The echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them.
What are you doing?
I'm not sure, Kim, but I think I could hear someone talking upstairs.
Really? Maybe it's coming from behind those safety curtains we saw upstairs. We should ask the lady in the bookstore what's going on with these curtains.
Okay. I feel like kicking it with your foot's a bad idea, but we're gonna do it
A
anyway.
hollow ring echoes through the furnace. Your toe hurts.
I gotta stop doing that. Alright.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red.
That's badass.
The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy? This must be the fridge you were told about. Look inside. See if it's big enough for the corpse. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator.
I love the eerie green glow. It's
The
good.
lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Look inside the refrigerator.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
This is clearly the fridge. Looks big enough for 2 corpses.
It's certainly an eccentric choice, but it is capacious and cold enough, too.
Alright.
Your visual confirms you could fit 2 more bodies in the ice bear fridge.
Shall we go and get the body, then? I'll take the head, you take the feet. The stairs won't be easy, but we'll manage.
The
Okay.
2 of you, easily.
Let's do
The
it.
body is heavier than stinkier. It takes half an hour then to stuff it into the fridge. The lieutenant takes a step back to admire your handiwork.
Beautiful. A dead body in an ice bear fridge. This is some of the best police work I've ever done.
You've definitely earned a drink after this, perhaps even some pagan rites.
Really? You think it's gonna work?
Not really. Look at that. What have we done? We stuffed a dead body in an ice bear fridge. This story does not leave this room.
We did the best with the means at our disposal.
Did we, though? Okay, maybe we did. At least we've stopped the body from decomposing further. Now you can conduct another inspection under controlled circumstances.
Inside the icy realm of the ice bear fridge, the corpse stands slumped, waiting.
Alright. Wanted to get the other stuff first.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Hey, free magnets. Okay. Examine one of the ice cream wrappers.
Cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge or the decomposing body in it. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate. Even under this stench, you can feel it.
Alright, what's a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cellar in the first place?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
So they tried to sell ice cream from this hyper-carnivore?
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The lieutenant points at the red snaky cable running from the fridge.
electricity bill must be catastrophic. On the other hand, it did help us with a certain corpse situation.
Fair enough.
Indeed. Refrigerated meat is much better for coroner's work.
Alright, close the door. Alright, I think it's perception we need. I didn't want to do clothing stuff. I gotta be kind of smart about this. I don't think anything I have helps with perception anyway, so... At least now, if we keep it in the fridge... Okay, yeah, we're not trying to sip. I was gonna, yeah, take that off. And we can check some of this other stuff. There's the book, too. Well, we got the, okay, we've got the corpse stored, so I can probably just check the book now. Handwritten note, you found on the giant ice bear fridge, so bear some marks from the fruit-shaped kitchen magnets that were used to secure to the door.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
The lieutenant leans closer to read the crumpled note over your shoulder.
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active.
This might be the password.
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe.
Okay.
You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Sully Swaff.
I wonder who wrote that
Looks
note.
like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
Maybe they had to leave in a hurry.
Plausible hypothesis.
Okay. Do you have any idea where the frozen ice cream maker could be?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Didn't you see one right next to the breaker box?
Good. Yeah, I'll read the cockatoo book later.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Try to crack it open.
You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is
Of course, I put my pry bar away.
good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here. No, this is going to need something else. Some kind of super pry bar. Don't even try to open it with a regular pry bar. You're just wasting your time. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Thanks,
Equip
buddy.
the pry bar by going to the Tools tab in your inventory.
Yeah.
From there, you can equip it to a held slot.
Alright.
This orange machine is buzzing like turning the crank feels oddly satisfying. Like
Alright.
stirring your childhood
Pry
dream.
bar's not strong enough, so at least we
In
know
the
that.
distance, you hear water dripping.
Okay, so there's definitely information there. I just don't know where we would get something that would constitute a super pry bar. I mean, if anything looks like a hidden doorway, it's gonna be that. But I see no way to open it, at least not yet. I think we can take a quick minute to read that book.
A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest, found on the Seminine Islands and in southern Fas a la Mer. Known for their intelligence and general precociousness, cockatoos are popular birds.
Thank you for subscribing to Cockatoo Facts.
They often exhibit various behavioral issues.
Like what?
This book talks about the delicate nature of twos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. The funeral cockatoo, the major majestic cockatoo, and the most common bang bang cockatoo. It's colorfully illustrated.
Yay, we got a book with pictures. Alright, what problems do these birds have?
Where to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their needy natures, requiring attention for at least 2 full hours a day. They love to talk and have been described as lovable clowns who just don't know how to wrap up.
Alright, I can handle that. It'd be nice to have someone to talk to while feeling lonely, or who would ever want a chatty companion? I want someone who knows how to listen.
Pet owners
listen.
also report moodiness, loudness, and hostility as recurring issues. If left unsatisfied, cockatoos may scream non-stop, pluck their feathers, or become aggressive.
That sucks.
It is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them food every day and give them the full care that they need. These birds will never understand that you have a life of your own.
Okay, but there has to be something great about cockatoos as well.
You're right. Cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle, and show off, and will even scream for fun, often as loud as up to 135 decibels. Ouch. That must hurt.
Yeah.
Not great for the neighbors. Performing? Yes, birdie.
Alright, let's read about the funeral cockatoo.
This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Its specific name, Psittacus venereus, relates to its dark and somber plumage. This bird looks as if dressed for a funeral, 24/7.
That sounds cool.
There is something indisputably ominous about it.
Read about the major majestic cockatoo.
Perhaps the most impressive of all the species, the endangered major majestic cockatoo, is often described as the most flamboyant bird in the jungle. Its pink-colored wings and flowing crest embellishing its proud and bumptious nature.
I have not heard the word bumptious in a very long time.
Words of poet-explorer Sir James Fournier. Few birds more enliven the monotonous hues of the verdant forest than this big, bold, and beautiful species.
Let's read about the most common bang-bang cockatoo.
Despite its banging name, the bang-bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of the species, common in almost all Seminoese forests, as well as zoos and homes all over the world. Its plumage is mainly gray and white. The Seminoese name, bang-bang, is thought to be of onomatopoeic origins.
Honestly, this bird does sound a little like me.
Yes, but all those cockatoo species are so different. Which one are you?
What if I'm just a fuck up at a cockatoo? I feel like I like the funeral one.
You're right. You're Psittacus venereus embodied. This ominous bird belongs on your heraldry.
Fantastic. So we finish that. Can we Alright, let's go talk to the two soldiers about the tattoo.
As before, an iron safety. This is directly above the.
Oh yeah, we were gonna ask about the curtain too on the way out, so that's fine. Oh yeah, and I need to get more drugs. Probably just some Nosafeds, because A, they're cheap, and B, I don't have like a very high health count, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm so glad we got that weightlift roll. Alright, put that stuff away. No. No sippy. Maybe sippy later.
You broke down the back door, the wards, the door. It's all gone now. Dark psychic energy leeching onto my shop.
Sometimes it's necessary to resort to extreme
I
measures.
suppose it's all over now. I guess there's no escape.
Well, I've looked around. I can tell you what I saw.
Okay, I'm willing to listen. We are set on the path. There's little else to do.
She shrugs, apparently dejected.
Her facade has dropped. Now you see the curiosity behind the fear.
But before we go on, did you encounter the malignant entity?
I didn't see her, but I sensed her
You
presence.
did? Then it has to be true. I've suspected that this woman-shaped energy must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you see that she lives inside the chimney?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, you mean the chimney that's part of the central furnace? I heard voices coming from there.
I've heard that. It's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains upstairs. God knows what.
Watch it be a cockatoo, knowing my luck.
Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. And do return to me after you've talked to it. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse.
If you're really interested in cracking this mystery, then we should go back to the furnace. Maybe you could yell into it or something. Make some noise.
Alright.
You'll think of something. You always do.
Damn right I do. Let's get loud. Oh, down and around. Oh, yeah, flashlight. Whoa!
As before, an iron safety curtain curves before your eyes. It covers half the room, blocking. This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. The voices probably came from here.
Okay, we didn't have an option yet. Alright.
What have you found? And also, do buy the books. There may be teachings in them.
Do you know anything about the curse?
Hello, sir. How is the investigation going? Found
Oh.
any curses yet?
Yeah, I found a way into the doomed commercial area.
Oh, that's great. I hope exciting adventures lie ahead. And maybe you can help Mother become less afraid.
Okay. Alright, so let's do the photo show off. Boys.
Vigilance officer? What can this old carabinier do?
Oh, I thought I recognized him. Renee, I found your guard booth.
Yes. The Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the night. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you.
I don't think we took the drugs either.
Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
Yeah, it's with a slight sigh. You must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your booth looks right into the yard.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Why do you want to leave?
It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation.
Fair enough.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or...
Gaston, I love you.
Take it. A real man's man is just gonna ride it out.
I'm sorry. Was it? Oh yeah, it was on a Glue Factory podcast. I think it was Olga was talking about this post she saw where like this guy was complaining about Whataburger because it gave him a heart attack, and then he like proceeded to list all the heart attacks he'd had over the years. At least like 2 or 3 were from kayaking, and in one case it was like kayaking again. Nobody was around, took an aspirin, and rode it out. It's like, goddamn.
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business.
Yeah, but speaking of heart attacks,
Just got to cut back on coffee.
so who was working your shift that
No
night?
one. The boss has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
Oh, but he looks suddenly very old and tired. It makes it that much sadder.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officer. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before, René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
Mostly decorative?
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
It's Panopticon Light.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiners' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something...
Ooh, that's such a good phrase.
Decorated Kingsmen collecting
A pension of honor and PTSD.
Neighborhood. His words.
Okay. But he's such dependence only weakens men further. Okay. Rent out. No, that's capitalist. Tear collecting. Everyone working together.
Can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now?
All right, got it.
Yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
We'll ask him.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabinier do for you? Yes, the Debardeurs Union. I'm an old man. Yes. Like I said.
As Ren
We got it.
turns from you to his partner and back, the medals on his chest rattle and glare. He keeps his spine straight and his ribcage lifted, displaying them proudly.
How many medals are there?
2. The larger one is shaped like a cross, while the smaller medal resembles the sun.
Looking at the
A
cross?
crowned head in front of 2 crossed rifles. The medal hangs from a blue striped triangle. It's the Croix de Bravoure, Cross of Valor. The cross was the highest battlefield decoration in Suzerain's armed forces, awarded for exceptional bravery in the line of duty, in service of King Frizzle I.
All right. Look at the
A
sun.
small blue star inside an orange sun. It has the word Valiance written below. The setting sun was a decoration used to distinguish seasoned combat veterans in service of King Frizzle I during the Revolution.
All right. Croix de Bravoure and the setting sun. Did you get them
For
for...
bravery.
For bravery.
For doing my duty in the heat of battle. For looking my mortality in the eye. When men like Gaston here hid in the bushes and shot themselves.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
All right. Saved a
It
princeling.
was on the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. Unrest was spreading like wildfire. Marauders had taken most of the Couronne and were getting really ambitious. King Frizzle thought he could end it all in one decisive strike. Sent his cousin, Drisson, to put an end to the unrest.
But Drisson was a jackass, probably.
Alas, the young Drisson was all piss and no vinegar, wearing a tunic of purple velvet and cockatiel feathers to battle. Even his rifle
I love that they made him do the spit.
from
It's great.
5 clicks away. Can you imagine the asininity?
Yeah.
He really despises that Drissant fellow.
A little bit.
Purple velvet tunic. That isn't exactly camo.
To keep the long and bloody story short, Drisson marched us against the partisans in Couronne. And when I say marched, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory, single file, like toy soldiers.
Oh,
His
fuck.
giant red stallion.
Idiot.
The rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. Suffice to say, it was carnage.
All right. Must have been a bloodbath.
I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound. But just as I turned over, the prince fell into the mud next to me. He was missing his lower jaw.
Oof. Snooze the ad for a second so we can at least finish this conversation.
Then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee.
Oof. Alright, then what did you
I
do?
grabbed my sidearm and shot the beast in the head. Then everything went black.
Fuck this guy and his horse in particular.
Arnaud, le fléau des chevaux.
The bane of horses.
Jackass.
When I came to, it was all over. It was just me and Joe
I love him though, he's great.
gurgling in the blood-soaked mud right next to me. The dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one.
I'd give up. I can't imagine living without your jaw.
He didn't. I hoisted the prick on my back and started crawling. Kept going until the 59th Cavalry picked us up.
Alright, so a little bit of respect.
Miracle, we both survived. And the joyless freak convinced Frissel to give me a medal for not leaving him to die in his own blood. Piece and shit. He was the commanding officer and I was on duty. Just doing my job. Shouldn't hand out medals for that. 13 months later, I received the Sun for distinguished service. It's not worth mentioning.
You sense he's downplaying it. He did a lot more than his duty. More than anyone's duty. It's in his spine, in his billowing breasts, and untarnished self-worth.
Alright, we'll pick that up after the... But yeah, alright, continuing the conversation. Sounds like you're being modest, Renee.
The old carabinier stands quietly like a statue, his features motionless.
What Monseigneur Modesty is not telling you is that he crawled over 7 kilometers before the cavalrymen found him and Drizant. 2 days later that was. And that even whilst crawling with a mangled half-dead prince on his back, he still managed to murder 3 rebels on his way.
Is that...
We got a badass over here.
It's deep down, but maybe even unbeknownst to the man himself, it's there.
That seems imperialistic. Hold on, you're just a little bit proud of Renee's heroics, aren't you?
Sorry, officer, but you're reading me all wrong. I'm a man of peace, and these kinds of bloody heroics are only impressive to
Hope that
men
didn't piss him
like
off,
René
but
himself.
whatever.
Certainly not to me.
Being honest.
How did you find the story to be, officer?
Doesn't seem like a good moment to express an opinion. I don't want to risk it.
Bon Dieu. You and Gaston must be related. His blood runs yellow too.
Maybe.
I like Gaston a bit better than Renee,
So
so.
bear in mind, officer. They don't end this out for anyone with a service record. Oh no, you have to get shot repeatedly. And you need to get your hands bloody too. Really, really bloody.
Do not speak of what you know nothing about, Poltroon. Duty is something you will never understand.
Alright. Why do you despise Drisant so
Because he
much?
was a goddamn dandy. Had no business leading men or even being on the battlefield.
Damn right.
All he was related. That's it.
Fuck that Nepo baby.
Royal blood alone doesn't make army commanders. He was a stupid kid.
Alright, I can kind of respect this.
Hairstyles and man-loving.
Man loving's fine though.
And 782 Royal Carabiniers are dead because of his incompetence.
Whoa, man-loving? Is that even a word?
You bet it is, baby.
It is not.
Alright, thanks for the story.
There were many such stories in those days. Many such men too. True Revacholians. Men with backbone.
Oh yes, René, yes. Men were bigger, girls were prettier, and everyone wore the fascia. Lord, please bring those days back, if you can.
I'm not getting into this with you again. Officer, was there anything else?
You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own. Impress this old soldier.
Not right now.
Officer, the mere sight of police in Martinez makes me feel safer already. How can I help you?
I don't really want the sandwich, honestly. I kind of do.
A man so principled about his sandwich calls for a principled approach. Time to get political.
Not so sure about this.
That is already fighting the bad fight. Make it stick.
Your blood sandwich is a tool of the oppressors designed to keep the proletariat docile? Logo communist just to pump the communists. What?
Oppressors.
Thank you, Kim.
I am not going to listen to this scummy connery.
He utters through clenched teeth and turns his back to you. Let me ask you, comrade. Did you make the sandwich yourself?
Yes, officer.
Okay. He proudly displays a culinary miracle. It is magnificent. Oh, still, the overabundance of sandwich embodies is inherently evil.
I really don't understand how my sandwich could.
I don't either, but wouldn't you rather eat a sandwich free of the bourgeois guilt baggage?
I would rather just have this one, officer. It's really good.
Tell this lost comrade what the people's sandwich would be like.
Oh, yes! Let us talk of the people's sandwich.
In a sandwich.
Okay. But imagine a sandwich absolutely minimal in design. Sleek. Efficient. Simple.
The skepticism emanating from the Merry Senior could be sensed all the way
God,
to
I love
the
it, this.
Seminine Isles.
It's just
He's
got
not imagining it.
bread as black as the soil it came from. Vision bread as black as the soil it came from.
Want to. Look, officer, I like different, classic food. Fine dining, not soil. Please, just drop it.
Fair enough. I'm glad I gave you the option to do all that, though. Alright, so we've been doing tear stuff. Oh, is there any way to present the photo to them?
An intricate web of blue. The pattern still kind of has an ethnic feel to it, but nothing familiar.
Was the sales guy, the shoe sales guy, Seminese? I can't remember.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Let's shake him down for the cash.
Start
Yeah.
with a compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember.
Hey, you seem like a really successful entrepreneur. Would you like to support a member of the local police force?
Okay. But why, officer?
Think of it as an investment.
An investment? What kind of investment?
Risk-reward ratio is insane? Alright. I'm not going to confiscate this humanitarian aid that you're selling.
That! You drive a hard bargain, officer. I respect that.
Okay, I like this guy.
What's it going to cost me? Be reasonable.
10 real.
Sounds like a fair deal.
Hell yeah! 10 bucks. Not
Correction.
bad.
It's just like bus or seagull. A kid watching out of a window describing things going by. He doesn't like it too much, but what do you do?
Fair enough. So don't do too much of that. Let's see if there's anything down in this corner. It doesn't look like it. Alright, what else do we have for dangling chads? That's the control thing. I don't think I can do anything with it.
A rusting this panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything.
Let's pull it again anyway.
The lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then, nothing happens.
Push it harder.
Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea interrupts the silence of the situation.
Lieutenant Holmes took off all your activities.
The spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the waterlock to get across the canal. Some other way. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
Okay, so we could probably like another day or two tops. Okay. Is there anything we can sell? I don't really. I kind of want to. I don't see why I would want to hang on to the shot put. I guess it's just shot. Yeah. Aside from sentimentality. I don't really need that dock worker shift card either. So let's see, doing commercial area. So you have to find a way into the chimney. Where's the rest of the armor? Waterlock on Wednesday. Okay, so that'll be tomorrow because I think it's Tuesday. Yeah, okay. Pile of clothes. Okay, the fisherman shack's supposed to be across the waterway. And there's a ledger. Need more rhetoric for the door. Oh, we go talk to what's her futz again? Or no. That's -1 suggestion. Do not want that. I said I didn't want to keep this, but I actually kind of dig it on second look. Not like I can get rid of it now anyway.
Hello, dear. There you are again.
Alright. Maybe you can convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids?
There's really no
There we go.
point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Hey Lena, I'd like to hear about some of the cryptids you've studied. Could you tell me about just tell me about a couple of them?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
Okay, Kim, just one little cryptid. Promise.
He nods and assumes a waiting posture. Ooh, tough choice there.
Alright. Are there any invisible cryptids?
What an interesting question. And the answer is yes, there are.
Of course. All fairy tales have someone or something invisible in them.
Alright. You're right, Kim. It's childish, but I need to know.
Okay. I won't spoil your fun. What is the invisible cryptid?
It's the Col de Mama d'Aqua. Its name means thin.
I want to know
whistle
how many
and
takes
that's
it took to nail.
precisely what it is.
That's amazing.
Self-replicating sound.
Col de Mama d'Aqua.
Invisible and
That's not that bad.
intangible. The Koldamama is very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to track.
Koldamama Dakwa can also be translated as a whisper light and low.
A whisper light and low.
That's another translation. They're both quite lovely, aren't they? Although the low part is a little ironic. The Koldamama Dakwa makes, or rather is, such a high-pitched sound that other animals, including humans, can't hear it. It could be everywhere all of the time, and we wouldn't know.
Whoa.
Fine, I'll bite. How can an animal be a sound?
Many scientists have asked
getting into it.
questions. Some have claimed that it isn't itself a sound, but a tiny corpuscle that emits sound waves. But there's no evidence to support this theory.
Okay. Could it be here, right now?
It could be. As I said, it could be everywhere. And we wouldn't know any better. It could be ringing all the days of our lives and nights.
What evidence is there of this animal being a sound?
Plenty. It's the evidence that led to its discovery. In the 20s, a group of Areopagi ornithologists, that is, scientists who study birds, were trying out a new recording technology for capturing sounds outside the range of human hearing. When playing back recordings they had made in the foothills of the Ea mountain range, they noticed certain anomalies, patterns that seemed random at first, but on closer examination were consistent with the waveforms of songbirds.
All right, just nod eagerly.
Scientists soon discovered they could track and even predict what appeared to be feeding, mating, and migration patterns based on sound waves in a strictly delimited range of ultrasonic frequencies, even higher than those of the highest pitched bat calls. They realized that they had discovered a new species and called it the Koldamama Dakwa, after the Paracanasian name for the voice of God, which is said to be very silent.
All right, go on.
They grew quite obsessed with these little birds. Even though they couldn't see them, they could distinguish among individual birds and even began to name some of them.
Name them?
Sequester, Time, Joscan. Those are but some of the Mama Dakwa they followed individually.
Neat. Why is the Mama Dakwa so afraid of us?
That is a sad story. A group of university students assisting with the field work in their enthusiasm for the project, and no doubt because they were preoccupied with impressing their professors, nearly drove it to extinction.
Oh no.
They tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound. So they started sending out sound waves at frequencies they thought might match the Mama Dakwas. And what happens when a sound wave meets another sound wave of the same frequency, dear?
Don't they cancel out?
They cancel each other out.
They cancel each other out.
Exactly.
A little psst, that's great too.
So recklessly that when they happened upon the right frequency, well, they wiped out most of the population.
Oh shit.
After that, the corpuscle appears to have migrated elsewhere. There have been recordings of anomalies similar to those spotted in Ea, but they've been few and far between. It's impossible to confirm the presence of any stable Koldamama Dakwa population anywhere.
Of course. A common thread in these. Disappearance and unfalsifiability. I like the story, though, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'm glad you did, dear.
All right, interesting. What about...
What about what?
Let's talk about the big one.
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
Okay. But Kim, don't you want to hear about another cryptid too?
The lieutenant pauses thoughtfully.
Ah, fuck it. Let's have more cryptids.
Yeah, boy!
Well, the biggest cryptid is, of course, the horrible giant of Kokonur. The giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Kokonur Desert in South Samara, casting a strange light across the barren wastes.
Wait, what do you mean by strange light?
Mirage or psychogenous luminance.
She does not elaborate the nature of this luminance further. And just how big is it?
No one knows for sure. It is like an awful mountain appearing from below the horizon and expanding to cover almost a third of your field of vision.
Is it dangerous?
The towering luminosity of Kokonur is a bad omen in local folklore. Some say it's a fata morgana, others, fate unimaginable.
The towering luminosity of Coco North sounds like an album name.
Oui.
I love that.
No animal can be that large. It's a mirage.
That's what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving at the very limits of scientific law. The giant of Kokonur must be the largest animal the planet can support.
Size-wise, there's echoes of the Loch Ness Monster in
There
that.
are limits, you see, to how large a
Metabolism and
an
such.
ecosystem can beget. Some say a gravity anomaly below the Kokonur desert might allow the creature to grow to these gargantuan sizes.
Gravity anomaly? Digging it. Digging this parascientific stuff right here.
What's the tiniest cryptid?
Cryobacter catlensis.
Cryobacter catlensis?
Yes, a unicellular bacterium that was discovered in one of the northern...
I love that they wrote up all this cryptid lore. This is so good.
Plateau by renowned geologist Caitlin Mijanou some 70 years ago.
What's so special about it?
Bacterial colony Mijanou found had remained alive while frozen in ice for longer than anyone could reliably estimate. Certainly from before recorded history.
That's a
Mijanou
long time
disappeared
bacteria.
shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria she had brought back to study. No doubt in hopes of prolonging her own life.
Right? Wait, she injected herself with it?
Yes, the bacteria had survived in the ice since times immemorial. It is not hard to see where she could have gotten the idea.
It's actually a little hard to see. But do go on.
Alright, so you mean there's an immortal geologist wandering the world?
Yes, and she's quite mad, too. After she treated herself with the bacteria, she stopped aging, but also became increasingly eccentric and irascible, so that even her oldest friends were forced to pull away. We can assume that she has been living somewhere in the wilderness for decades now, all alone except for the Cryobacter catlensis coursing through her bloodstream.
Alright, what's the most dangerous cryptid?
Of Jeroma.
She pauses for effect. That doesn't sound too bad.
It is. None of his victims survived. Grieving relatives never even...
Venomous gnome?
Because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue.
That's bad.
It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and protruding forehead and a gangly little thing.
Somebody take it out?
Scary to look at. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it.
Ooh.
It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die.
If the body of the creature was found, why aren't there detailed illustrations of it in science textbooks, confirming the existence of these very little species?
Alas, the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom.
I don't think that's how formaldehyde works, but okay.
Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid.
I had a feeling that would have been the result, though.
A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science.
She says, mostly to herself.
Alas. Always alas, and then it was gone. Isn't that overly convenient?
No, it was a perfectly good explanation. Stop being so skeptical.
Sure. A perfectly good explanation. It dissolved in its own venom. Go on then. Ask about more gnomes or whatever.
This has been educational. Sadly, we need to discuss something else.
Of course, dear.
I think we're good. Well, for now, man. Good time for an autosave. Alright, we're coming up on 7 p.m. in the game, so... I kind of want to check for the smoking guy. Yeah, let me... get back to looking good.
Was that? Could it be the Koldamama Dakwa?
Let's listen more closely.
It's probably just your imagination ringing in your ear.
Is it? Is there a
It
ringing?
seems to be an extremely high-pitched ring. Ultrasonic. Lena said it was very high-pitched, right? It's like something tickles your ear. Lena also said that it couldn't be heard by any other animal, including humans. What you're hearing must just be a regular bird.
Fair enough.
Honestly, your ear isn't hearing a whole lot. The distant hum of the industrial harbor, the traffic. But, admittedly, there is a high-pitched noise somewhere there too. But then, isn't there always?
Let me listen first.
There it is again. You're about to rediscover a long-lost species.
Let's keep
It must
listening.
be very close. Maybe, just maybe, it will come toward you. Keep still. It might perch on your shoulder. What are you doing? You're a police officer, not a pansy ornithologist. The only birds you should be looking for are healthy women of childbearing age.
Oh, fuck that guy. Let's hold very still.
The sound. It's moving away. Somewhere over there. Go after it. No. Too late. It's gone. There is no ringing anymore. Just the sound of the streets.
Oh well. No, come back, please.
Keep your ears peeled, then. If the species really has migrated to Martinez, you're sure to hear it again.
Alright.
Pawnbroker
I'll get some drugs
Roy
too.
was into natural sounds, too. Maybe you could talk to him.
Sweet. Okay, yeah, I said we need to go to Freet for drugs, and we do. We'll talk to Roy, I guess.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something. Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something. Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
I feel safer now. This guy had a white check, I think. Can we...
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man.
Empathy.
What's up?
Alright, pawn shop. I don't think I can go yell at the door again yet.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Do you have any recordings of the Koldamama Dakwa?
The Koldamama Dakwa? Sorry, I would never have guessed that you were that interested in ultrasonic sounds. Or birds, for that matter.
I guess I'm a normal person. That sounds normal. Alright. I've been really into the whole thing, all kinds of things, art lately, experimental things, you know?
What an interesting development. Well, it's been a long while since I've gone hunting for the Koldamama Dakwa. Once knew a group of young musicians who decided they didn't want to play music anymore and started looking for all kinds of interesting sounds instead.
I was going to say something about they're going to keep saying Koldamama Dakwa until it doesn't sound like a word anymore, but it's kind of not a word.
This was before...
It's 5 words.
You know. Lost touch with them after all of that.
Alright. That sounds so cool.
Or not. One of them was obsessed with recording the Koldi Mamadakwa, and he was one of those passionate people who know a lot about all kinds of strange things. So he got the rest of us to join in his search.
Did you ever find it?
We thought we did. We got together all these recordings of unusual sound patterns, compared them, cut them up and combined them into the Symphonia Koldi Mamadakwa.
Can I listen to it?
Unfortunately, I don't have any recordings from my old life. None at all. But I do have a tape with some ultrasonic sounds that might be what you're looking for.
He starts rummaging through some tapes behind the counter.
Do we really have time for this?
Spin that bird
This
song.
recording comes from down the coast. Wasn't looking to record anything specific. Just left a recording device there one morning.
What did we get?
I have to slow this one down enough to make sounds well over 200 kilohertz audible to the human ear. It will be strange.
He switches on the tape player. The speakers begin to emit a low hum.
As the hum grows louder, modulating, but always unnaturally uncomfortably low, like it's coming not from the speakers, but also from inside your chest. Breathing is becoming difficult.
Uh-oh.
Not good, not good.
But I bought
You're
that.
about to start suffocating. You have to stop this. He nods to you, reassuringly, just as more diverse, higher-pitched sounds, some random, some appearing to form patterns, hit your eardrums.
Okay.
Seabirds most likely, gulls and such.
Seagulls?
And skewers, but shh.
He raises a pointer finger and inclines his head towards the speakers. A new, high-pitched, shivering sound.
That's it. The signal in the noise. The thin whisper. A low range of sounds is easier to handle with a focal point, but still troubling. You are mesmerized by the sounds, but also feel nausea welling up as the motif continues, then begins to recede, dissolving in what must be the sound of water lapping at the bank.
You know, now that I've listened to it on these new speakers, it's not the Koldi Mamadakwa. Wrong patterns, wrong photons. Probably some insect trying to sing higher than its predators can hear. Still, fascinating, aren't they? Early morning sounds.
I have other business to take care of. All right.
What a shirt. All other shirts pale in comparison to the muscular man with antlers and immense Zweihanders.
Oh wait, that was the racist t-shirt. Yeah, no thanks. We bought the action figure already. Well, I guess more of a doll, but whatever. Figurine. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Alright, let's head back to the hotel, because there's that guy I wanted to try and talk. The smoking guy. I think they said come back for him around 7 p.m. Let's check our notes. Doop 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 doop. Oh, we can ask him about the pissing competition, probably. Okay, who made the call? That also might take a while. Smoker, yeah. Okay, after 2100, we got some time then. Cool.
Yes? What do you want to know?
Oh, we've inspected the scene. I want to know more about this pissing competition you mentioned.
What's there to say? It's just stupidity.
What kind of stupidity?
Kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion.
Ah, so a struggle over who runs Martinez.
Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
Fair enough.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary.
Alright. Wonder what this says about me, that I was sent by my station. He raises an eyebrow. I think it's best to let you make the next move.
Part of the master plan, you see.
I've got a skill point, good. Hup. I am a highly experimental cop, but if I am right, this is outre even by my standards.
Really?
Alright. I arrived at the scene 3 days early, drink myself to oblivion, fully re-immerse myself into this reality, and then work the case from an angle so crisp and fresh it produces never before seen results, not only for criminology, but for the human mind.
It can't be that.
Okay. Part of him sort of wants to believe what you just said. Of course not. I'm just a drunk. They sent a drunk.
Are you sure? Who could say it's not true? If you really don't remember anything, how would you know? We should move.
Alright. What's special about Martinez?
Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist.
Jesus. So you volunteered to spoil it?
I'm an unrepentant spoil sport.
Fair enough. Okay, over the competition then. Tell me something else.
Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
I'll go for it. Why did the 41st send me?
Because you're best qualified. No, that doesn't seem right.
No, that makes sense. I'm exceedingly qualified.
So well qualified. Why can't you remember why you were sent? Anyway, don't keep the lieutenant waiting.
Alright, so... I wanted to open a new slot. Kind of work on Kolda Mama Dakwa. We'll do it here because that kind of connects to mysteries. Wouldn't let me scroll back up. Alright. Hup. Cool. Alright, working on that. Was there anything else I wanted to do? Oh yeah, I did want to see these options again.
With a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. East Delta Commerce Center? This must be the name of the doomed commercial area.
Oh, Slipstream. That was the name of the other thing, but... I don't know. I don't think I'm going to save scum this, but... I haven't saved in a while anyway.
An old East Delta Commerce Center?
It's a white check, so we can come back for it.
No. Hold on. The last thing you need in your life is more hysteric emotions. Forget it. Find something else to do.
Okay. I think that was the call with the sad woman. Honestly, I might just call it here. And then we'll come back for the smoking guy tomorrow. At this point, I'm just kind of wandering. Keep going up. Oh yeah, we can. I think. There we go. No? Oh, that's how we got up there before. I mean, we can go around through the docks anyway. Also, we check that basement. This is what I get for, like, playing every other week. Just forgetting where I've checked. But yeah, I don't remember checking those stairs going down over there. Oh no, that's the...
This coin-operated viewer.
Coin-operated viewer.
Whoa. What have we here?
Bridge?
A bridge with loose nails and
really?
infested wood that creaks in the wind. A construction code violation if there ever was one.
Guess I'll have to take my chances.
Guess so. Just be careful out there. One false step could cost you dearly.
Yeah, here. Oh, okay, we don't have any keys. Doesn't say what it's locked with. Let's see if either of these handy devices will... Oh, no. Let me in. Breaking and entering. Nope, okay.
Give me a moment.
Alright. Nothing really new there. I was going to see if maybe she had the keys to that thing, but probably not. Machine oil might be on the... Yeah, the fuel oil might be on the other side of town, too. Once they fix the bridge, so... Huh. I talked to her last time, I gave her an awkward hug. We talked to those guys for a while. Oh yeah, I think we'll just stop here to let it simmer. And we'll be back next week for a fair amount more.